when we test basically web services or microservices, right? Performance testing is very important. And in our few of the discussions, I also mentioned, like, when you since microservices we execute and deploy in independent containers, and there will be multiple services talking to each other via network, right? So performance, it adds to the latency of your entire execution, right? So it's important that we also test along with other tests, like other important tests. We also test the performance of the APIs. Now, there are actually various tools, right, for performance testing. Like JMeter is there; it's very popular, right? And probably in the on a commercial side, we have Neoload, Load Runner, and all. What I want to show today is, how you can actually, reuse your Postman test, to do a performance testing, because Postman is purely supporting only functional test. So Postman doesn't claim that it is providing function performance test, but what we can do, basically we can export the Postman collection, and we can use, or we can plug in maybe another tool to test the performance of the APIs. Why I'm showing it, because since all the things we have covered so far using Postman, right? So the entire discourse we have covered Postman. So I want to also show one use case where you can test the performance of the API using another tool, but the same, whatever you have created in Postman, you should be able to reuse basically. So if you remember, right? So Postman has something called runner, right? So here. So I think we have showed before, right? So if you run some test for multiple iterations, right? So we can actually give 1000, 2000 iterations here and run it. But what will happen here is, like, so all this request will go in sequence. Okay, those will not go in parallel. Okay, so in performance test, what we generally need, basically we need to run the APIs, right? Or we need to hit the URLs parallelly, right, to see if the server is able to take that much load or not. That is the basic thing, right? But when I run something like 100 times, for example, I'll not run. I think this APIs are not working now, but anyway, I'll just show you. Suppose I want to run this 1000 times, right? So basically it will run. Okay, but what will happen? All the iterations will happen one after another. So this is not a load test basically. Okay, since you are running in a sequential manner. I'm getting 404, just for time being I'm just showing it. So, and what happens is, suppose you give more load like this, right? So it is possible to run using Newman in a parallelly, like in a parallel manner. Like you can use threading concepts, and you can run it from Newman. But what will happen, after some time Newman itself will crash. Okay, depending on the node, so node capability, Newman will crash. So we should not use directly Postman to do load testing basically. Okay, I'll stop the run now. So don't use Postman directly to do a load testing. So I will introduce you to a tool that is called K6. Okay, this is basically a load testing tool. But what we will do here, we will export the collection, whatever we have created, and we will use this tool. Okay, for installation, it is simple. If you are in Linux, then packages are there. Just apt-get install K6. And Mac also you have to use brew and install. And Windows, they have a MSI package. You can even test your applications hosted in Amazon. Lot of integrations are there. If you see in the left hand side, right? So a lot of things are there. So installation, yeah, you for Windows you can take this MSI package. Okay, and then you install it. Then you need, and the second thing, you need another package basically to convert your Postman scripts to K6. So for that you need a npm, just anyway node is installed in your machine, so you can install this Postman to K6 package. Okay, so once these two are installed, you should be able to run K6 in your machine. Now for examples and all, they have given a GitHub repository, like their Postman collection. I'll show you that. If you go here, so this is what they are giving here. Actually all when we create our collections, right, so we need basically the collection file and the environment.json file, right? So those two files they have added here in this repository for a particular collection. This is the Postman collection. Okay, so I have actually imported that collection also here. If you see here, this is the collection. They have some list of APIs. Okay, so these are the public APIs they have given, and same thing they have shared here in this repository, the environment.json file and test API.json file. Now this K6 script.json file, right, that we need to generate. For us, like one sample copy they have given, but that we need to generate. I have showed you this tool, right, just now. Yeah, Postman to K6 basically. So when you run this Postman to K6, you have to give your whatever collection file you have exported, right? Postman collection JSON file, and your environment JSON file you have to give, and you have to generate the K6 script file basically. And this K6 script file will be using to run the test. Okay. Don't get confused. It is simple. Suppose you want to run any of our tests, right, using K6, right? So just export it. Go here to a collection, and this export option is there. Now export it. What is K6 dot Postman to K6 is actually doing? It will convert your Postman collection to script. K6 dot script is just the script name. You can give any name. Okay. They have given in the example K6-script.js, but you can give any name. This node module say what you will do. You have exported your collection, right? Whatever collection you want to load test. Suppose you have one simple collection which has one API and one environment. Export and you will get two JSON file. So those two JSON file, Postman to K6 will convert basically. It will convert and it will create this K6 script.js. After K6 script.js is created, right, you can modify it, that file. So you have to first basically learn the K6, how, what and all you can add here. Just basic things you have to learn basically. So what it will do, it will create some file like this. Okay, here also they have showed this is the auto generated file. And whatever methods are there, right, APIs are there in your collection, right? So it will create like this. It will add it here. Then your environment details, it will add. Because for running that, you need these things, right? So basically, it is like an utility for you to make your test ready to be run with K6. Okay. Suppose in the collection, right? So you have some 100 APIs. And you don't want to run all the no, obviously you will not do load testing for all the APIs, right? So you may pick some key APIs and you will do load testing only for those. So once you create this file, you can remove those files from here, whatever you don't want, right? So you can manually modify that file. Basically first step is use the tool to create and then modify accordingly. So here if you see a group, right, you see here we have registration and authentication. Suppose you don't want this particular group at all, registration and authentication. You don't want to run that for load testing. The complete group, you can just comment it out. So whatever is there in your collection, it is creating that file basically. So it will create the file, and then whatever you want, you can keep. Whatever you want to remove, suppose environment details you want to change, right? So those things you can do. base URL you want to change, you can change. And then you have to, important parameter is number of virtual users, like how many users you want to run that script, right? So that you have to add. So all the details here, there is a link for the APIs, like these are the APIs, public APIs they are having. So they have given the link also, like what are the APIs, what and all it will do. And this is that link. Then results, right? So one, I'll show you how to run it. So once you get the results, right? So you will get something like this, like, data received, data sent, if any errors are there, right? So all the information, you'll get it in the results. So how you will analyze the result, because performance testing result analysis is important, right? So all the information they have given here, like how you can get, what kind of information you'll get, how you can analyze the results and trends. So all the things you can see it in their documentation. Basically, when you run it, you will get, once, like, it completes, you'll get a results like that. Show you how to run it. Okay. So this is the quick start guide, like they are showing, like, okay, how you can collect, get the collection and then convert it basically. So converting, anyway, it is clear to you. I'll show you the file first. This is the file. So I just given a 10 users basically, and yeah, there are only 2 public APIs I have added. Okay. Inside the group also, suppose you want to send only one request, you can send one request. If 2 requests you want, I mean, it's up to you how you can actually configure this file. Okay. So once you export your Postman collections, you generate the K6 script. So to run it, you have to use Windows machine PowerShell basically. Regular shell, it is not working. You have to use PowerShell. So go to that particular folder. Go to the folder, and here you have the command. Yeah, K6 run, and then you have to give the file name, which is the generated file name, JS file name. So we have this K6 run, and the file name you have to give. So it will start executing the script basically. Since I have given 10, right? So 10 virtual user, so it will execute for 10 virtual user. And this, how many are blocked, how many requests connecting, duration of each. Then you can add your metrics and all here. Performance is it's all about your metrics, right? So then you can even add your assertions and all here, like, what is the response time you're expecting and what is the actual, all those things you can add here. But you can create some, end of the test summary report, external output and all you can create. These are the outputs basically, JSON, CSV, and Datadog also you can, then Grafana and all you can post it. If suppose that output you want to post it to InfluxDB, right? No, you are creating a separate DB for your performance log, so you can post it there. Yeah, here there is a K6 metrics guide, so you can see what and all metrics are there, built-in metrics. Okay, these are the building metrics they are having. So you can go through the document and you can maybe try some few things.